Hello and welcome to Homer for Wednesday, July 16th, 2025. Today we will be reading from lines 456 down to 471 in Book 11 of the Iliad. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and please enjoy Odysseus' shout for help. Let's do it. So saying, he drew the mighty spear of wise-hearted Socos forth from his flesh and from his bossed shield. And when it was drawn out, the blood gushed forth and distressed his spirit. But the great-souled Trojans, when they beheld the blood of Odysseus, called one to another through the throng and made at him all together. But he gave ground and shouted to his comrades. Thrice shouted he, then loud as a man's head can shout. And thrice did Menelaus, dear to Ares, hear his call. And forthwith he spake to Aias that was nigh at hand. Aias, sprung from Zeus, thou son of Telamon, captain of the host. In mine ears rang the cry of Odysseus, of the steadfast heart, like as though the Trojans had cut him off in the fierce conflict, and were overpowering him alone as he is. Nay, come, let us make our way through the throng. To bear him aid is the better course. I fear lest some evil befall him, alone amid the Trojans, valiant though he be, and great longing for him come upon the Danaans. Awesome, let's sing it. Ose ponso koio dai fronos obrimonenkos. Exode croasel que kai aspiros valoeses. Ai made hois pastentos en nesute kede de tuomon. Toes de megatuo mai hopos ido mai ambudseos. Idon haim Odysseus. Keklomenoi ketomilon pautoi pantes abesan. Aut arhogek sopiso anekaz de to au de tairus. Tris minepeteusen hoson. Tris minepeteusen hoson kepalecha de potos. Tris daien iacontos arei pilos Menelaus. Aipset arai anta prosepone henengos eonta. Aian diogenes telemonia coiran elauon. Amphimodus auos telasifronosi ketauotei. Tuo ikelei hosei e bioato muonon eonta. Tuo esapot mexantes enikraterehus minei. Aliomen katomilon alexemenaen karameinon. Deido me tipathesin enitroesimanoteis. Es los euon megale de pote de nauoisi genetai. Great. Incredible what friends can do for you. Why should we go help Odysseus? Well, might be a great desire for him in the future. Excuse me, when's that? Right now, hopefully. Yeah, so why is he calling out to Ajax and not anybody else? Ajax is a staunch defender kind of hero. It's a great passage. I like this idea of calling out three wise, right? Always like to look at the structure of these lines and their musical sense, right? Let's look at it. Hos down to Odysseus, Kaklomenoi down to Menelaus, right? I feel like that's like a bit of a parallel structure, you know, before we get to the, speaking to his friend part, right? So we have 4, then 4 right here, right? And like so the turning point is the Trojans seeing Odysseus, right? Seeing his blood, right? And his spirit goes down. His spirit becomes sad at seeing all the blood coming out of him. I don't know. It just seems like there's, there's also a lot of awutmos, awute. Where's the other one here? Altaroexopiso, trismenepet, ausen, right? Ayen, right? It's a very literal passage, I guess. And if I were the performer of this in a professional setting, I would be very much emphasizing the grouping of these 8 lines, right? This is an artificial break right here. It's just kind of hanging out. Like we just like have this break on this edition and most editions, right? Just seems like the right spot. But I think it's notable that, you end with a proper name here and a proper name here, right? And I also think it's notable that there's like so many anasuto, aspido isn't quite the same, but I don't know. It seems like there's like a strong sense of resonance with ausen, hoson, kepale, kadaifotos. This is also an interesting way of describing how loud you can shout. Hoson, as much as a head is possible of a man, right? I think it's from kandanos, is like an aorist form of it. Yeah. As much as is contained within, the head of a man, that's how much he shouted. Tris menepet ausen hoson, right? He shouted that 3 times. Why 3 times? I don't know. You can think about that for a while, but I just think it's an interesting ceremonial thing. Anyway, that's all I really have for you today. Let's see how they get him next time. Alexemenai Garamenon. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.